Check out nothing.
What's up? This your boy MDAVIS, and hey, this is the Riding Out All Day podcast. And today we ain't making no motherfucking noise. And of course I got
don't make no fucking noise.
And of course I got my expert analyst, aka my motherfucking niggas. Fellas, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
It's your man JMOODY. No Wayne J. Trump on this one.
And of course we got my other fella from Vegas.
What's up? It's your man Reg. I'm being held against my will in this podcast.
You know, Reg is taking his afternoon nap, y'all.
Fuck y'all niggas. Let me go.
And you know, today's Moody, set the tone. Let them know what's going on today. Let them know what's crap.
So we was in the group text, just, you know, and this is a topic that has come in the group text quite a few times. We just talking about some different things. As far as ho, we got the late man to the party. Let him introduce himself before we keep going with the topic.
What up? It's your boy CJEEZY, repping Salt Lake City, baby.
So yeah, I was just bringing the listeners up to speed. So today's topic is gangsta an overused term in culture, in the hip hop culture, just in general, in this new world order we got going on.
Okay, is that a question or how we starting?
That's how we starting.
You know, the topic for today, is it?
Yeah, I think it's an overused term, but everything's overused at this point. You call niggas goats, they have a good year. Call niggas legends because everybody know them. I mean, there's a lot of terms getting overused nowadays.
True.
Well, I mean, it all depends on in what context you use, like the word goat or the word legend. I mean, because you could be a hood. Every hood got a legend, and it's basically hood legend. You ain't gotta, know that person, but I mean that's the people in the area do.
That's too, right? Every hood got a gangster, and that gangster in that hood may not be a gangster in another hood.
Yeah,
Good
that's
point.
true. I mean, but at the same time, it's everybody's definition of both words.
But let's get
it's
very
regional.
different perspectives.
Let's
It's
get
very different perspectives.
Yeah,
Well,
it's to the region, man. Like, everybody got their own standards and qualifications. Go ahead, MD.
But fuck that. Let's get right into the conversation we was having. Like, let's get right into it.
Like, so me and CJ were going back and forth dialoguing about our perspectives on gangsta, and you brought up King Von. You know what I mean? Like, you said that he had 7 bodies and was talking about that shit, blah, 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 blah. And I feel y'all, and honestly, I'm be honest with y'all, know what he had, because I didn't see him murder anybody. So I don't really get into that. I don't really get into all that talk, because talking is the easiest thing to do. My grandfather always taught me, let people talk, because that's something everybody is afforded giving birth on this earth for the most part. Everybody can run their mouth about what they do, or what they did, or what they are doing, and it could be the biggest lie being told to man. So with that being said, I don't believe this new wave of what we're out here calling gangsters is gangsters, because I don't feel like the title of gangster affords you to run your mouth about any and everything like most of these so-called gangsters do. And then a lot of it has to also do with, go ahead. I'm driving, y'all. I almost ran this bull over with my car. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that it is clout, and these things will garner a lot of attention. I don't really feel like gangsters, the idea of a gangster is not to garner attention to themselves, because they understand that that's not really what they're trying to do.
And see,
think of a gangster.
That's a good point right there, because nowadays gangsters, even though they are gangsters, it's more about clout than it was back in the day. But even back in the day, the first gangsters, let's talk about the gangsters, we'll talk about in LA, where they was gangbanging at. They wasn't gangbanging for money, they was gangbanging for a color, for clout. You want to be the biggest, baddest nigga around here. So when Twitter gets around, these little niggas from Chicago, that's what they're utilizing to showcase their gangster, showing that they got these.
I mean, but they doing that, and they snitching on themselves.
Right.
Damn time.
And I'm not saying that's right. I disagree with that just as much as y'all do. but I'm saying it takes place, and that doesn't take away from the fact that that person is gangster. So you can't say King Von,
That's what he did.
he put that doesn't. He lived his whole entire life as a gangster. If he didn't, he wouldn't get praised the way he is.
Well, but that's another thing. Who is he getting praised by? Because clearly I'm not praising him because I don't respect it as gangster. And I feel like older cats, and I feel like it's a generational thing, because there's a lot of things that these young cats do that I don't agree with at all as far as how they move it. And like I say, King Von saying he dropped 7 bodies is no different from Ice Cube saying he dropped 7 bodies. I don't believe
King Von never said he dropped 7 bodies. That's the difference. People around King Body, the police, the investigation, the YouTube said he dropped these bodies. He never said it. He just clowned about it.
He was out on bond for one, right?
No,
King Von. I definitely see King Von talking about bodies he didn't drop, not necessarily giving the dates and the times and the people who it was, but I've definitely seen him referencing that he killed people.
Right.
Definitely.
Right.
I've definitely
I
seen
thought
that
he was out on bond when he
times.
got killed.
No, he was out on bond because of that attempted murder that him and Dirk got in Atlanta. They both still fighting that case. But I don't see how somebody, like you say, you don't respect him. That's cool. But people your age from your city, Gilly,
and listen, and let's be clear. Let's be absolutely clear. It's not, and I'm not saying that I don't respect these people. I don't know these people. I don't respect it as gangster. Let's get the context absolutely clear.
Okay.
What we're calling gangster, what you're calling gangster that these guys are moving around doing, my definition of what I consider gangster, it doesn't fall in that category. Okay, well, so I wouldn't call it that. You get what I'm saying? Like,
let me make what I call what's gangster is that he was, for his section, his area, he was laying niggas down. He was, not his homies. He was. Like, what's not gangster about that?
I mean, I don't know what he was doing. That's the thing, CJ. I don't know that for a fact. And just because something on YouTube don't make it true, man, you got shit in the Bible that ain't true.
Well,
we don't. And I feel like that's a different perspective. I feel like that's a different perspective too, because it's like in this day and age, anybody could say anything and anybody will believe it.
Hold on, Moody. So Moody, what's gangster to you?
What's gangster to me? Handling your business. If what you do is, and let's bring it to a criminal perspective. Let's say you hustle, you sell drugs, or even if you drop bodies, you do that and you do it respectively. Like, I'll give you a gangster. What's my man name from DC?
Wayne Perry.
Wayne Perry. That's a gangster. That's a gangster.
In the world, though. Wayne Perry's 1 in a million.
Say that again.
How many Wayne Perrys is there in the world though? Wayne Perry's like a 1 in a million. That nigga was dropping. But that's what I'm saying though, CJ. That's a gangster. It's not a million gangsters out here. That's the point I'm making. Gangsters are 1 in a million. It ain't a million. Like, all right, I'll give you another example. We'll contrast the two. Big Meech. Big Meech is one of the biggest gangsters that we've seen in more ways than one. But I'll say this about Big Meech. Towards the end, the clout pulled all those things that made him gangster out of him. His brother stayed a gangster to the very, very end because he kept his mouth shut. Because that's not what gangsters do. They don't go around broadcasting things that are going to draw attention to them from the authorities or rival crews or things of that nature. They do their job, they get in and out, and they keep it moving. They stack their money, and they keep it pushing. That's gangster to me. Now, to me, that's an ideal gangster that knows better. That's a man. That's somebody who knows better what they're doing. Most gangsters, motherfuckers that ain't got shit to lose and just ended up being a killer. They didn't have no skills. They couldn't hustle, so they ended up just being the bully and taking shit. They a gangster, nigga.
Well, that's where you go with the fear aspect that you was talking about.
I feel like that's where we go wrong too, because just because you tie into a criminal enterprise doesn't, like, it's almost like, CJ, it sounds like what you're saying to me. Just because you make the decision to start laying shit down and you make the decision to start hustling, you gangster. No. I don't see it that way.
Ask you this.
When Ice Cube and them
Okay.
coming into the game and they said we're gangster rappers. We all know they ain't gangster, but there wasn't no gangsters that was rapping that was talking about what they was talking about. So they was gangster rappers.
Yeah,
So then
Easy was the only gangster. Easy was gangster.
right, but I'm saying
Yeah,
that-
Easy was the gangster. Easy was a nigga that moved around. He kept his mouth fucking shut.
Yeah, he was the center of it. That's why everybody else was.
Well, that-
He was a Easy was a
He
gangster.
definitely was a gangster.
right.
He was gangster. He was different. Ice Cube and them wasn't gangsters, and they was doing all the rapping. Easy wasn't doing that shit. Easy wasn't moving around talking about the drugs he sold or the murders he was doing or none of that shit.
No,
Easy
I'm not
nigga.
saying that. That's not my point. What I'm saying is when they was calling themselves gangster rappers, nigga, they was when they say gangster, they was referring to the tough guy shit, the laying shit down, the doing shit that gangsters do. They want to be looked at like gangsters. When people say they're gangster, they talking about I'm tough, nigga. I'm gangster, nigga. That's where that word comes from. What about the way King Von moves wasn't gangster?
I don't know what
King
King
Von
Von
does. I don't be paying attention to that shit. Okay, that's fair. That's fair that you. But you went as far as saying King Von.
I mean, he lived his life like a sucker.
See, I
I mean, but it's a thin line between gangster and reckless too.
It
Yeah,
is.
but,
It
And
is.
that Chicago shit is reckless.
It's reckless. Like I don't consider none of that shit that they doing out there. And it's the same thing. Like right now in Philly, niggas is getting laid down, laying shit down. You put something in the group, that shit you put in the group text today wasn't gangster. It wasn't nothing gangster about that.
I didn't like
It wasn't nothing gangster.
That's the
It
shit
wasn't.
going on in your city. That's crazy. That's why.
Yeah, and it's nothing gangster about it though. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
Nothing. It ain't nothing gangster about sneaking up on a nigga and shooting him in his back. Like that's not gangster.
So let's
But
keep.
that's what these young kids is respecting as gangster out here now.
But,
Like,
we got to keep it in context because your thing is that you can't be gangster exposing shit. You don't talk about it, right? That's your thing. But we're talking about gangsters that are in the entertainment business. These niggas, half their life is exposed. Everything they do, there's a camera there. Like that's how it is. So that's the difference. They can't be less gangster.
And CJ, that's the reason why I feel the way I feel, because if there's a camera there all the time, you're less inclined to really be a gangster and more inclined to talk or act as if you are one.
Okay,
I saw a picture of Baby, right? Baby from Cash Money with a red flag, and then in the same breath, a picture of him with a blue flag.
Shit, Lil Wayne too. Shit.
Like,
well, you saying Baby ain't?
Listen, if he
No, that's
is.
all I'm asking.
If he is, that ain't it. I don't know what Baby does versus what he doesn't do. I know Baby is a businessman and a millionaire, but was he selling drugs before he became a businessman and a millionaire? I don't know, but I know as a rapper, it's the easiest thing to do. It's to say that you had everything sewn up in the fucking streets before you got rich.
Okay,
It's easy to do that.
Okay, well,
It's easy to do
everybody
that.
from New Orleans says Baby been a millionaire since he was 16 years old and sold up his whole projects. And that's his city talking, not people that signed to him. His city talking.
Nah, because it's just as many people from his city that say he didn't have shit until he got on.
Yeah,
So
that's all
there's
speculation.
always two sides. There's always two sides to the story, CJ. That's why I'm saying, just because you saying it and you read it in the YouTube comments, I bet y'all can read just as many YouTube comments that says the contrary.
So
that's why,
I don't know what gives you the idea that I get my information from YouTube comments, but we'll do this.
Let's not focus so much.
That was me that talked about the YouTube comments.
Yeah, and let's not focus too much on the YouTube comments. I'm just saying, as much as you're going to feel like people are saying it from one side to be fact, it's just as many people saying it from the other side.
I understand that, my nigga.
That's all I'm saying.
We'll just say the people that we're speaking on. There's a whole rap game. The people that I say are gangsters in the rap game. Let's see if you think otherwise. Yo Gotti, is he a gangster?
I don't know. I don't know what Yo Gotti has done.
Okay,
I don't know. I don't know. Like this is the point that I'm making. I don't believe you're a gangster just because you're saying it, or just because you're portraying it as an entertainer. Because what you are first is an entertainer, and as an entertainer, you can be anything. You can be a gangster. You can be a shooter.
Yo Gotti was an entertainer first. These niggas was gangsters that got into the entertainment business. If you can't tell Yo Gotti's a real gangster, my nigga, I can't help you. I can't help you do that.
I can say Gucci is. Who's the cat?
Yo Gotti, Gucci.
Who the guy out of Memphis with the camouflage Lambo?
Young Dolph.
Yeah, Dolph. That's.
I mean, you
that's
can
a
see
real
these things.
gangster.
And do you know any of these people, Reg? Have you met any of these people?
No, but I know
Thank
for a
you. That's
fact
what I'm
what
saying.
Young
You
Dolph got
you
in.
can tell the difference. It's not hard to
But
tell.
that's
I'm
but
not
that's
saying all these
I
rappers
feel like
that
that's
say
I feel like
themselves are
that's the
gangsters.
difference.
I'm
I
saying
feel
the
like
ones
that's
I
the
know are gangsters.
Hold on.
I,
One at a time, fellas.
I feel like that's the difference with me. I'm not labeling somebody I don't know a gangster just because the perception is that they're a gangster. I
And
don't
I'm
know
saying
these people.
And I'm saying these people have been through trials and tribulations in my face, especially Yo Gotti, his tour bus getting pulled over with the bricks on it, his van getting shot up 100 times in front of everybody. Like, these are gangster situations. I can keep going. Like, these are gangster situations that Gotti's been in the game for what, 15 years? He's still standing and got gangsters under him that listen to his authority. If you can't tell that's a gangster, like, I don't need to be in the same room as this nigga to see those things.
I mean, the brick part of the shit. I don't think that
I agree with
dictates
CJ
gangster
on
at
that.
all.
You don't think him driving on his bus, his tour bus, when it was early before he had all this money, had all them bricks on his tour bus, they get pulled over by the marshals.
Get pulled over bricks don't make it. I had cousins that was selling bricks.
It don't make
He's doing what he raps about. My point is he's doing what he raps about.
But that don't make you gangster.
Okay,
It
that's just
don't.
what I'm saying.
I feel like getting pulled over. I feel like getting pulled over.
Moody.
Go ahead.
But to a lot, that's gangster shit. Whether you think it's not gangster or not, him doing that's some gangster shit. And if he's rapping that, and we not saying he did it, he definitely didn't get pulled over on purpose. But the fact that happened, and he's still here to talk about it and rap about it, he's rapping about what he's saying, what people are saying about him, and he's doing. So that's some gangster shit. I'll
say this. My reverence for Yo Gotti is a very different reverence than I have for somebody like King Von. Definitely, I definitely got a genuine respect for Yo Gotti.
25-year difference between those two.
Absolutely. So that's a different thing. But when we talking about these boys, is talking about what they shoot up and all that shit. That ain't gangster.
But let's stay on the same page, because I don't think that's gangster either. But a gangster is a gangster was our whole point, because we started by saying what is Alpo doing at a party with these gangster rappers?
And that's a good let's transfer over into that conversation, because I feel like that's more important than what we talking about right now. Even though what we're talking about right now is important, but let's get into that, because that's what started all the whole conversation.
But one question before we get in that: when Snoop got pulled over in his tour bus like 3 or 4 times with pounds of weed on his shit, was that gangster?
No, because he smokes weed. He was doing that because he smokes weed. They was doing that to make money, my nigga, moving bricks. You go to prison for life for bricks. You go to prison for a couple years for weed.
Now you do.
Yeah, definitely. There's plenty of people that's doing life for weed right now. Okay. That with all this legalization ain't got none of their convictions overturned. So why is it any less gangster? But yeah, let's get into it. Yeah.
But Snoop is a gangster though. Let's be
absolutely.
Okay, before we move on, I get to say this at least. How many rappers that we know talk about moving all these bricks have ever been caught with actual bricks? That's all I'm saying.
No, I have to.
And it's on camera. No. This nigga.
I even feel like getting caught with a shitload of bricks on a bus and not going to jail for it is kind of sketchy.
Because he's smart enough to have a nigga on there to take the rat, my nigga. This is your guy.
That's a dummy. That's a dummy.
I mean, at the end of the day, you know, just knowing the way the law works, a lot of the times, if it's a nigga on the bus to take the rat for you, they still gonna jam you up some kind of way. But I said, I wasn't there. I wasn't there. I don't know. I don't know. And like I said, just so we're clear, my reverence for Yo Gotti is a little bit different than the rest of these other reckless niggas. So Yo Gotti's kind of a bad.
What was you saying, Reg?
The nigga that took the rap for him was stupid.
How was he stupid?
Is that nigga hemmed up?
Of course.
All right, he's stupid.
Every player has a role on the team. Every player has a role.
And the nigga that's gonna be the one that's gonna be the scapegoat is stupid.
What did he have going on in his life? Obviously, he didn't have enough going on in his life to where he wanted to play a role in a big machine. I mean, there's
so money on your books in prison is
Yeah. CJ, what was you saying? You said every gangster got a role to play. What was you saying, Reggie?
Yeah, I'm saying, like, even if you're the low man on the totem pole, man, and me, it's stupid to take a rap for somebody just to have a lifetime full of money on your books. I don't want to eat noodles and all the other shit for the rest of my life, man. I'm not gonna take a charge for somebody and we're gonna take care of you. Money on books all the time. I had noodles and fucking Slim Jims and making breakdowns for the rest of my life. Hell no.
But like CJ was saying, go ahead, finish saying what you were saying, CJ. CJ.
Easy.
Yo,
Okay, which part got left off? Though? What was that?
Everybody got their role they play.
We said everybody got a... Because we were saying your guy has somebody on the bus, but if they got pulled over, he gonna take the break. He was saying that dude's acceptable just because your commissary's paid you the man now.
Nah. It's a road.
He couldn't play.
They already got a nigga.
They got your guy. He couldn't be a rapper. They got 3 rappers over there. So if you want to be a part of something, that's his role. He was already against on the street. Hey, we could use one of you over here. Like everybody has a role.
Like
We riding in the car right now, me and my little niggas.
okay,
Whoever
got the
less motion, whoever ain't got
nothing going on, you gonna take the charge for?
If you into some gangster shit.
That's how that.
Oh, man. Right. That's how they go. Everybody got a role.
No.
what's going on? Why you doing? What? Can y'all hear CJ? He keep going in and out on my joint.
So now we know whose connection it was.
Yeah, CJ, he's going in and out.
It was like that near the end of the last one.
Yeah.
CJ.
Can you hear us? We heard you, but it kept going in and out.
It's still going in and out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in another room. Y'all want to start another one or what?
Yeah,
I'll just walk up to another one. Hold on.
Y'all niggas really testing my editing skills.
MDAVIS is gangster.
As a motherfucker.
I saw him. He let a chick call me a bitch all night.
All right, we good.
That wasn't me being gangster. That was me. That was me politicking.
Okay, hold on. I was the one in the group to take the charge. He was like, no, nigga.
Even let me give this perspective too. So they got caught on the tour bus with all the bricks and shit like that, right?
Right.
So we'll use this scenario, Yo Gotti scenario. Yo Gotti's the top man. So he on the bus with the bricks with him, the mule that's going to take the hit, all the workers, and everybody getting hit in one sting. In a sense, to me, that's not how gangsters move. Gangsters move correct. That's not moving correct. That's moving kind of sloppy.
What would have been the right way, gangster? What would have been the gangster way to do it?
To not be on the bus with however many bricks was on it. Like if I'm the top man, I ain't nowhere near the bricks, because that's not how gangsters move. They don't move like that.
I'm gonna be 100. When I first heard about it, I was like, damn, that nigga, keeping it street.
Yeah, it seemed a little. It seemed a little cloudy, or it seemed a little. And not to say that Nick, or I don't put nothing past nobody when it comes to entertainment, man. Like it's entertainment at the end of the day.
Yeah, but Moody, you got to think about it. You got to think about it. If we going off of what you're saying, then all of these nigga, every gangster then got caught doing some stupid shit. Right. And we could talk about Freeway Rick Ross. We could talk about like.
Even the difference is they ain't rappers though. That's the difference. They not rappers.
True, but just doing shit to where if you're saying I wouldn't be caught next to the bricks, but we've seen like nigga El Chapo went and met up with a bitch and that's how he got caught up.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That's how that was most of the time it is over a bitch anyway.
So like just because these niggas is gangsters and they running these, these multi-million-dollar companies and these niggas is rap niggas don't make them the smartest of gangsters.
Right.
Like a smart gangster is like y'all niggas were saying earlier is a rare thing, and it's only a couple of them. But A lot of these niggas is just, you know, a lot of these niggas didn't go to school, you know, didn't get no education. So once that bread come in, niggas is moving. They doing it moving.
And again, we're given a crazy perspective. Well, the perspective we're given doesn't narrowly match the narrative of the story that's being told. Like, Yo Gotti is never somebody I looked at because he's not a motherfucker you catch running his mouth all the time.
Yeah.
Like so he's a bad example. Like I'll give you a perfect example. And I'll tell this story because, you know, players are dead and things have passed on and
just not to cut you off, but before you go on, the only reason we brought up Yo Gotti was because you were saying the people we think is gangster, you have a different thought about it. Yo Gotti was the first one we said. So okay, keep going.
All right, so it's a rapper from Philly. I'll say his name Cassidy. Cassidy, I grew up with Cassidy. Like, I know him firsthand. Grew up with him. You know, and he got caught up in a situation where it was a shooting. Somebody died. Another kid from the neighborhood that I knew, he died. The explicit details I won't get into, but you know, he got locked up for it, but then was running around acting like he was the one that dropped the body.
And does anybody in this chat room consider Cassidy a gangster?
He considered himself a gangster, though.
No, but
that's what I'm saying, and that's the point. And that's the point that I'm making. That it's easy, but it also there are people who don't know no better because they don't know firsthand that consider him a gangster.
We get that.
Just because we don't mean people don't consider him a gangster.
We get that. So
and not only that.
So
that is still some gangster shit. Even if you in a shootout and nigga took the body for you, whatever, that's gangster shit. But am I saying Cassidy's a gangster? No disrespect. No. I'm not.
And so, so when you say these niggas ain't gangster, just keep in mind we're only talking about the ones we think are gangster. Nobody said Cassidy's a gangster. That was kind of a bad example. None of us think he's gangster, and we all know that situation. We all think Yo Gotti.
Well, no, because even with the Yo Gotti, I'm saying that that's a bad example. All I'm saying is that when it comes to entertaining, I'm less likely to believe you gangster just because you saying it, because it goes with it comes with the territory of what you do.
So you just give an example of how easy it is to say that.
That's all I'm saying. Like I said, I won't get into the explicit details of what happened with that situation. I'm not saying through any of this what exactly went down. I'm just saying it happened. He claimed it, and then everybody believes he's the biggest gangster in the world.
Okay, so can we keep our dialogue? When we have dialogue on these type of things, can we keep it on the shit that we think? Because your perspective on him is changing the perspective on our whole conversation about Alpo.
All right, so let's do this. Is Alpo gangster?
Alpo was definitely a gangster when he did what he did. But if you're a gangster and you do something dishonorable like telling, all your stripes are taken away. Now, does that mean you're less feared?
But no, that's not necessarily true.
Let him finish.
So yes, he was a gangster. He did everything a gangster could possibly do. But once you tell on niggas, your stripes are taken away. Your respect is taken away. Now, you could come back to your hood and you could convince some people, hey, nigga, you know who I am. And you could even feed some people so they going to have their own little perspective. No, my nigga, this and that, you would have told too, or whatever. But the respect, watch Big Meech come home and the respect he gets. Difference from the respect Alpo gets. And you're saying, how do you know what respect Alpo gets? He ain't doing nothing. When's the last time you seen Alpo around anybody that's big? Now, if we see him in this video with Jim Jones, which is what started this whole conversation, now we can start talking. Now that's a big deal. And
which I don't think that was him.
I don't think that was him. That was not him. And I'll put money on it. That wasn't him.
I didn't see it, and I don't even really know what Alpo looked like. So I don't know.
Well, like I said, my whole thing is living in New York and going back and forth every summer, visiting. It was very few people, if any, who took his stripes away. You can't take somebody's gangster.
No, you can't take it away, but it's the respect. If he can't go certain places that he used to be able to go, that's losing stripes.
That dude done been all over New York. That dude is moving freely.
You know how to move.
He's definitely moving freely since he came home.
He's moving freely, bro.
He definitely doing the fuck he wants. Ain't nobody saying nothing to him about that.
But hold on, but let's really think about this. Is he moving freely? Like, are you gonna really try to pop at or get at the nigga that you know, pop back at you, that'll get back at you, that you know the feds are still watching to this day, and that could potentially get your ass caught as soon as as soon as you try to knock his head off.
Same way.
I mean, it all come in the territory of being gangster though. So yeah, I would expect it if they gangster like that.
And in the same,
Yeah, but
token,
then
like,
hold on, Reggie. But then that would be a dumb gangster, and you said gangsters is
right.
A smart
No, but
nigga,
I'm actually using it from the perspective of y'all though, because y'all saying anything goes with the gangsters. So if you're saying that, then clearly it ain't happening to them. So these gangsters still have some kind of respect or reverence for him, regardless of what it is. You can say he snitched, but you still ain't trying this nigga in all of his old age.
And a real gangster, wait, niggas is
okay, but that's my whole thing is. My whole thing is gangster, and the definition of it is a hood to hood, region to region term with different definitions.
It is. It definitely is. That's all I was saying in the group text. It's not to say that my definition trumps CJ's definition or vice versa. It's just different. We just look at gangsters different. That's all it is at the end of the day.
Okay.
And even with that being said, you could give me a million examples of all these gangster, and I'm using my quotation fingers, rappers, and the things they've done or did, or what YouTube has said, or the comments of this person or that person has said. And at the end of the day, it's all entertainment to me because it makes people pay attention.
Yeah, I mean,
eyes on you. It is what it is.
Oh, that's fine. Now, the basis of our conversation was, I don't see nobody like Alpo, who's a known snitch, being at a party with known gangster rappers. And when we were saying known gangster rappers, the names we said was Jim Jones, Fabulous, the niggas be around him. That's the what's his name? The street team. Them niggas is wild. They used to rob all the rappers back then.
Mm-hmm. You ain't never seen nobody change their energy ever in gangster rap when it comes to one person against another person type deal, or what they said about this person.
CJ?
Yeah. And then niggas is getting older, so their perspectives definitely change.
Like it was fitting in this conversation. Because who was the gangsters that were laughing at? Like Mano, Jim, Fat.
Yeah, those is like I wouldn't say so much. Fab was a gangster.
Oh, Fab was getting it in the street.
But he do gangster shit.
But everybody around Fab is a gangster. That's the thing. Fab's the kind of gangster that Moody's talking about. He knows how to keep it quiet. His street team, them niggas, was known for robbing niggas. Fab was so close to getting indicted so many times.
Some gangster shit. Like I don't even think Fab want the title gangster.
Straight up.
And that's a gangster to me.
Okay, and then we're the three people that we was referring to when you
now Mano wants that title and is that title. And that's just me basing it on my opinion of how I see niggas move.
Yeah, he fits the universal definition of gangster. Mano could be considered gangster in any neighborhood, period.
Jim Jones is another nigga that gets that title. He's a gangster. He's a gangster. If anything, he's a gangster rapper. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, we got him on the phone on a wiretap calling shots for the Bloods in LA. I mean, how much? I mean, in NY. How much more gangster you got to be?
I'm agreeing with you, shit.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. So I'm just saying. So we feel you, Moody, when you saying like we don't know about these niggas. They do all that. We feel you, but when we're speaking on specific ones, your perspective would be helpful if it would be applying to the ones we're talking about, not the Cassidy type ones. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
Because I feel
like I said, I don't, but I still feel the same way. I don't know what none of these niggas do.
So
talking on the wire could be a publicity stuff. All I know. You know how I move. I don't really believe shit that happens. So unless I see it with my eyes, it's just more shit to talk about.
Frank Lucas, is Frank Lucas a gangster, or do you consider him the same as Alpo?
Alpo to me.
Yeah, Alpo to you.
Yeah.
So, and it's off topic. This is some podcast shit. Out of all the gangster stories niggas has heard, who's the one you respect?
John Gotti or Wayne Perry?
Okay.
Wayne Perry, real gangster.
What about Freeway Rick Ross? Well, he wasn't a gangster.
Or y'all ever heard of Black Brothers Incorporated?
Nope.
That's some Philly shit. A whole gang of gangsters.
I say Harry
gangsters. Harry O, co-gangster. That's a gangster right there. Harry O gangster. He a
These
gangster.
is all gangsters,
That's-
but every person we're saying is not in the entertainment business, so there's not cameras on them every day. And they ain't
But we saying who do we consider? This is just
Yeah,
off
yeah,
topic.
yeah.
He said
Yeah,
this
no,
is off topic.
I'm just saying though, like it's
Yeah.
such a difference. Like King Von wouldn't have the respect and admiration he has if these YouTube pages that connected them to these bodies wasn't there. Because y'all haven't watched it, because I wouldn't expect you to. Y'all a grown ass man. Why would you be?
No, I watched Innocent.
I watched the
I know
boy
you
Trap
watch
Geek.
Innocent, don't you?
I watched the boy
CJ?
Trap Geek. You know, I watched Geek definitely. So I've
Okay,
seen the stories and shit like that.
But there's deeper ones. You can watch some, and then there will be somebody that makes one after that. But you got to know who to watch. These people from Chicago that tie this shit together to these bodies. You know what's
Nigga, that's
crazy?
how academics got famous off that. That's
Right,
how
just like
his
that, but he
career
don't-
started.
That's where he
But he
get.
don't-
That's where he got his info from. Anyway.
Right, but my point is he's too famous to do it to the extent I'm talking now, because too many people are paying attention.
And they'll
But
kill
the
that
thing is,
nigga now.
One of the bodies King Von had, the girl Ki, everybody knew. People like me that been watching the YouTube shit. We all knew who King
Me
Von
and
was.
Margo was. Me and Davis was just talking about that before the podcast.
Why
Literally.
did they wait until he was dead to tie her to that body if we all already know? Like, you see what I mean?
Well,
Just
could
because we don't know
that
it,
could
them
be
shits really happened.
that could be, you know, what's the little nigga that killed him? It could be his lawyers trying to do that to make Von look like, you know.
Lil Tim.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
assassinating his character now.
They could be trying to.
That be my point. Like, you just never know who's pulling the strings with all this shit.
But his
'Cause
lawyer,
at the end
that's
of the
out
day-
Atlanta. This is Chicago shit.
But regardless, people push agendas, man, like all the time. And on things that I haven't physically seen with my eyes, I just don't know. I can't make a call to be like, oh, he's super gangster because people said this, that, and the third. It's like, nah,
But
I
you
don't
can't,
know.
but you can't tell the kind of respect that somebody like King Von would get being only 20 years old in a whole place like
Yeah, the internet. It's easy. If we learn one thing is now, and as far as it keeps to progressing, the internet is going to give a whole bunch of people respect, like, because it's the internet, and it's so easy to create and carry a narrative there. It's the easiest shit
You
to
gotta
do.
think
Lil Durk can't even do what he
YouTube is like a movie theater, bro. Like that's how the youth watch their movies and learn about shit.
Like, yo, so at
I'm
the
not-
end of the
like,
day,
think
if you
about
got-
it.
you
Niggas
got
from
an Instagram
Africa-
page,
Niggas from Africa was coming to O Block and crying.
Right, and I'm not talking about the people, the bystanders, the people that are watching this. I'm talking to people.
But who you talking about this, CJ? Because that's where the respect comes from. It comes from that.
I'm talking about the people that live there, the people that won't let you come by yourself there. That's the people I'm talking about. Give him the almighty respect because they actually seen him do the things that we think he did.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I was doing I was checking out some shit on the Lil Durk and Herb. I was like, I didn't even know these little niggas was getting it cracking like that. I got way more.
Well,
respect
you
for
see,
them young
Lil
niggas.
Durk and his chick was just in the shootout, and his chick was like,
Yeah,
his chick
but-
had a gun too. Nigga,
But from what I've seen about that nigga, that's light work. That's light.
That is, I mean, that's only defense. They came in his house, but y'all are forgetting he's fighting that case with King Von. He ain't supposed to be around no guns.
Nah, but that Chicago shit is just it's too much going on, and nigga, that shit gets too confusing. Like, but I wonder if niggas think about the West Coast gang culture and be like, yeah, that shit too confusing. Y'all niggas got this going on. This, like, I wonder if people from Chicago and the East Coast think about the gang culture how they do Chicago shit. Nigga, I was looking at that shit. I'm like, I'm lost.
it's totally
I'm
different
lost.
too because back in the day, like the GDs was moving way different back then. They was feared, you know what I'm saying? But they was moving way different back then. They was catching a couple bodies here, a couple bodies there. But when Chicago exploded, it was because of that reckless shit.
No, it's
that whole
because they
story-
took their leaders away, my nigga. When you take the leaders that have all that power to tell these youngins what to do, and you put them away under the prison where they can't communicate, then all these niggas is left to create their own cliques. That's why you got a lot of these, like Durk's dad. That nigga's a GD.
You know
Like-
what I'm saying? Most of them was born into the shit.
That's what I'm saying.
That's gang culture. You born into
They had an in-house OG. You know what I'm saying?
But a lot of these their uncles be GDs and they be BDs because all their friends is BDs. But in the streets, they really killing BDs and GDs. But you know what I'm saying? It's like a whole mix up because the leaders is gone.
It's wild. Suge Knight, gangster.
Yeah.
Suge is probably the last hip hop gangster.
But see, it'd be hard for me to say that because a lot of his gangster came with his position, though.
Exactly. That's exactly my point that I'm making. I feel like a lot of these guys become big gangster wild once they can. Like it's a rapper, right? It's a rapper right now out there that's just a rapper that is going to get lit. And when he gets lit, watch all that gang shit come with it. It happens all the time. It happens all the time.
That was a different type of.
Oh, he was definitely the one that did the most gangster with his position by far. He's in the league of his own for sure.
Yeah, that motherfucker was thorough.
Not at all. But before he was Suge,
and that's where
was he this gangster?
That's where you earn your stripes. Before you were that, and Wack was that. Wack was that his whole life.
I gotta send you a video. I gotta send you a video from last night.
Speaking of that, what else was we saying in the group chat? Because I feel like we missing something.
Like I feel like that was everything though.
Okay,
it was something
Wack.
else.
Let's speak on Wack. What's your thoughts on Wack?
That he runs his mouth too much.
Is he a gangster though?
It's the same perspective. I don't know, but I know gangsters don't run their mouth the way he do. Like that situation with that Ray J shit that we were originally talking about. That's what bitches
pillow
do.
Talk. Pillow talk
that's what bitches. So we know that when you fuck with bitches in the street, they know your business and they tell it to this person, and that person, unwarranted by you. That was that situation with that Ray J shit. That's not gangster at all. Ain't nothing gangster about that.
So everybody can be something and not that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody has flaws. But the question is, I'm not asking is one thing he did gangster or one thing he didn't do gangster.
But that's overall, the thing. I don't know what he did versus what he hasn't, but I know he did do that shit, and that shit ain't gangster.
Wack 100 is absolutely a gangster.
That's the point I'm making. That shit wasn't gangster.
But this is the problem with Wack, and this ain't a problem. It's just my personal opinion. I feel like like you said, the entertainment industry has gotten to him a little bit. So he knows when he says something or do something, it's gonna generate income.
And that's what makes him big. That's what makes him like our interest, kind of like Charleston White to an extent.
That makes him a businessman.
Yeah, that part of it is not gangster. That's my point. It's business.
But he's an entertainer.
But now he's an
entertainer.
He found his lane and he fucking with his lane. Is he a gangster? Absolutely. He do call shots in LA.
Yep.
You can get Pop playing around, and the nigga do pull-ups. He's
anything he says, he stands on it. Ain't no let's talk when we see each other in person. We gonna try to talk it out. No, just like his last interview, he said, "Meek, when you see me, I don't care if you're on the red carpet or nothing. Nigga, you gonna have to see me."
So he's a gangster for sure.
Yeah, I gotta send you this video.
Now, is the nigga a little wild with it? Absolutely.
Absolutely. Even his own niggas don't agree with him. Big U don't agree with him. They fight every other week.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he's an entertainer. I think he's just in entertainment.
No, he's an entertainer, nigga. He was the one pulling the strings behind all that. When Game was doing all that funny shit, like the 40 Glock shit, and like doctoring up a certain way, this nigga was the one behind all that shit.
He could be behind it, but he's not an entertainer.
And you see, Wack's new thing is he's saying he want to holler at 6ix9ine to see if you just got to go check it out. But he was saying he want to holler at 6ix9ine and look into his eyes and see if all that shit was fake or was he really with the shit, and he got pulled into some shit and was he in too deep, all that. But and the crazy part is over under them niggas they gonna link up.
Who?
Tekashi and Wack.
Man,
because it's
so bad.
But you hope not because of the gangster and the precedent that comes with that for Wack. But at the end of the day, it's good business, and that's all these guys care about. Fuck that gangster shit. They care about business. They care about money and making as much legal money as much legal money as they possibly can.
If
so
it's
gangster and as gangster as Wack is, or y'all saying he is, I bet you he do business with that snitch. Because it's good business at the end of the day.
That's what I call revenue.
He already said he supports. He already said he supports 6ix9ine because his daughter fucks with 6ix9ine.
I mean, y'all know how I feel about 6ix9ine. Like I said, 6ix9ine is gonna flourish because all those little kids that follow him don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
But did you hear his perspective on it? Though? He blamed the gangsters around him for letting them infiltrate them. That is their fault.
He didn't infiltrate them. They put him in that position. They paid for everything.
They did that. He didn't infiltrate nothing. He wasn't no fed.
That's what I'm saying. It's their fault, not his. That's Wack's whole perspective. Is it's their fault. No gangster's supposed to tell what they've been doing 10 years ago to a new nigga that comes around.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't agree with the term infiltrated because when he was put in that position, just to generate money for them, that's the revenue.
He was put in that. That's a good point, Reggie. They did put him in that position. They put him in a position to do all that shit. They put
allowed him
to
call himself that. They probably told. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure they told him to claim blood. He didn't get jumped in. That little nigga ain't get jumped in. That they knew what they was doing.
They might have put pause on him. They might have put pause on him.
All I know is he was put in that position. He didn't earn that position. He ain't had no strike in that position. Yeah.
Same thing when you got jumped in at the old folks' home, nigga.
Yeah, but whether
you got jumped in at Exotica, nigga, in Jersey. By that bitch in the elevator, shit.
Hey, whether that nigga
said I got jumped in at Exotica. Go ahead, CJ.
Whether Wack's an entertainer or not, he keeps the gangster principles like out loud. Tells niggas nah. If you gonna say that, stand on that more than anybody in the game for sure. So and for him to talk like that, he gotta stand on everything he said. And we've never seen him tried yet.
I agree with that, but at the same time, this motherfucker is not gangster that's gonna tell you to stand on your shit.
Exactly. And it's been happening since the beginning of time.
And then we see them get tried, my nigga. We see them all get tried every time somebody talks like
bro, it's motherfuckers that he can't even touch. That ain't even black. That's in the entertainment industry that can start, or continue somebody's what you call a career.
But Moody, I do agree with you on, you know what I'm saying. I can't call these niggas gangsters. I don't know what they did. I know what I heard. I know what I've seen. But for some niggas that that's really mixed, that's in the mix, we can, I don't know. It's
clear.
Yes, it's clear, but niggas can also. It's certain things that you will see that you just know.
I can guarantee.
I'll give you. All right, I'll give you. Wait, well, let me say this, CJ. I'll give you this. So as gangster as Wack is and that shit that he talk about Meek, he can talk about Meek all he wants, but Meek roll with just as many, and this is something I know for a fact. Meek roll with just the same as he hang with that billionaire. He knows just as many gangsters that'll get with all that shit. So what we really talking about?
You think Wack
so at the end of the day, it's all entertainment because it's all just talk. Because more than likely these guys ain't gonna run into each other and have no fucking problems to the point where it's gonna be ending any lives or anything like that at all.
Okay, now that you said that, you're aware that Wack 100 is fully aware of who Meek hang around with, right? Fully.
Oh, I don't know. He might not be at all.
Okay, well let me.
Might not be at all.
The reason why he's aware is because remember Meek and Game had that situation where they was about to meet up, so the powers that be had to speak. So Wack is very aware of who Meek is, who he runs with, and all that. So for him to be aware of that and still stand on, nigga, when you see me, put your hands up. Let you know all that tough guy shit. That's cool.
I mean, I feel like that's more like when you see me, I'm gonna give you a noogie type shit more than when you see me put your hands up. That's just me though. That's just me though, yo.
Another thing though, like he can't. I mean, cause we talking about street niggas that Meek is with. You can't say he's fully aware of who he with.
He not. He don't know these guys. He don't know these dudes.
Shit.
He don't know what these dudes is out here doing.
Everybody got their gangsters. Everybody got their OGs. Everybody got their shooters. Everybody got their killers. That's just a known fact.
Right.
When Meek in Philly, Meek is a god. When Wack in LA, Wack is Wack, and it's a whole nother culture out there. What they do when they meet up, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother story.
Well, I can't remember the last time somebody said, I'm going to Philly. Let me check in with Meek Mill.
I mean, that's not even the point. We saying that
But niggas in Philly ain't on no checking and shit.
Yeah, that's not how. That's not
you know the level that
the coach. That's not how the culture works out here. And to be completely transparent with you, when niggas coming to that city, when niggas are coming to this city, when a nigga like Yo Gotti pull up in Philly, he definitely call me. That definitely goes down.
I would hope so.
So that's a check-in. That's how that goes.
No,
because Meek is because Meek
buddies.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm about to say to you. Because Meek, trust me, is tied into the street enough that he know who to call. That he know how to direct the traffic when the people he fuck with come in town.
Yeah, now the difference between him and Wack is Wack grew up in it and earned that. Meek got that as he got money and did that. Wack is more like AR-Ab and Meek in one person. Like Wack got that kind of pull. Like it's a difference between a Meek's reach and a Wack.
And to me, it ain't no difference. Like you said, a check-in is a check-in, and you just said, and we don't even have a check-in culture where niggas ain't like Meek ain't screaming that niggas got to check in. But you best believe that when they come in, they calling me. You got to. You want to move? You want to move around in Philly? You got to call that boy. This is city. That's how that works.
If I'm doing any rap business in Philly, I'm definitely calling the number one rapper in Philly for sure. But when I'm in California and I'm a rapper and I'm out there moving around, I'm calling a gangster for sure.
And it's not necessarily whack. I mean, people got their own people.
Yeah. I was about to say, CJ. I was about to say, CJ. You called him the number one rapper versus you calling the gangster. But and I'm gonna bring it back to what MDAVIS said. Like, what's the difference? Because the fact that you got to call me means that's a gangster. That's some gangster shit right there.
Well, because he's the biggest thing out there, though. Wack ain't the biggest. Like, Wack ain't the music. Wack ain't the number one rapper. Why has he got enough power that we can call him and be straight out there?
I mean, but the fact that
you can call a lot of people and be straight, bro.
You can. He's not the only person you could call. Like you could call you and be straight out there.
That's a whole other side, though. So Big U is one side, and Wack is the other side.
Yeah, and Meek is who you just calling from Philly. That's just the whole thing.
You ain't got AR-Ab no more. You ain't got AR-Ab no more.
You just call me.
More enemy and Phillies than friends, probably. Niggas,
and Wack do too.
He absolutely does, and he's still the nigga to call though. So what that say? He got high respect. Period. Meek ain't been moving around out here for this long just because he rapping.
Meek talk too much too. Meek talk way too much. That's it.
And I'll be the first one. I'll be the first one to say that, and it brings me back to my original point. It's all for entertainment. These niggas ain't meeting up about to have a shootout. Yeah. They just talking like they are.
I bet
they're not doing that. They're not doing that.
I bet you when they meet, physical confrontation happens.
That's not happening. Them niggas ain't fighting.
We can make a nice little friendly $50 bet.
I don't even want to bet, but they not fighting.
I do.
You know why they not fighting? Because these niggas been in enough situations already that they could have already fought.
Nah.
You know what a nigga told me one time? I had ate an edible and I was going crazy thinking I was about to have a fucking heart attack. You know what the nigga told me? He said if you was gonna die, you'd have been dead. That's how I look at this. If these niggas was gonna scrap, they would have been did it. They just talking. Gangsters don't do all this talking. They don't leave a fucking paper trail for the cops to be like, well, we saw when you threatened them here, and here, so we about to lock you up. No, they just get into the gangster shit. Period.
Yeah, that's like when we went to Jersey.
So all the talking ain't gangster to me, CJ. That's now let me take all this other shit out of it. All the gangster shit that he has done and has been into, I'll never take that away from Wack or whoever else we want to call a gangster. But the entertainment portion of it, when they saying I'm gonna fuck you up when I see you, none of that's gangster to me. That's the point I'm making. That's not gangster.
Okay,
gangsters don't leave a paper trail on the internet for the feds. They don't do that shit.
And
that's not how that goes.
Here nor there for me, because that's not gonna make Wack less gangster or more gangster, because we've seen what he's done, and in his latest interview he's telling you what he's gonna do.
But that's the thing, and like I said from the beginning, even when we were talking about the Ray J situation, like I said, I don't know what these guys do. I know that these actions that we're talking about are not gangsters.
Okay, this is what we do.
That's why
we know that.
That's why I'm saying these gangsters throwing around these these gangsters are finding themselves in these not gangster situations in the industry because it's entertainment at the end
Okay,
of the
this
day.
is what we do know. Meek Mill said all this crazy shit about 6ix9ine, you a rap Woochie, but when he seen him, he didn't get down.
Because for what? What are you gonna do that for?
Can I speak? So
Okay.
Wack 100's issue with him is that you talk all that shit. If you a gangster, it don't matter what the situation is. I got my people, you got your people, we getting down. So if we ain't gonna get down, there's no reason for me to talk on it. That's Wack's whole perspective. All that talking shit that you're talking about, Meek was doing it and he didn't get down when it was time. So
I mean, but Wack's perspective wasn't even needed.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say that's even less gangster because he involved himself. He involved himself in, that's the biggest definition of not gangster. He involved himself in a situation that have shit to do with him.
No,
mind your business,
that's
gangster.
the entertainer part of.
Yeah, exactly. Mind your business, gangster, because gangsters don't involve themselves in more drama to bring more drama to their shit.
Okay, so
not gangster shit.
That's East
Okay.
Coast shit.
Okay, so that was your perspective. Your perspective is he should have minded his business. Gangsters don't get into other people's business. My perspective is, being that it's public business, it was on everybody's platform. Everybody showing the Meek and 6ix9ine altercation. He gave a gangster's perspective on it, and that's what that was.
That shit was not called for. That shit was.
It wasn't.
He
That
said what
nigga
every
was.
gangster was thinking. All the real gangsters. Damn, nigga.
CJ, that's not necessarily true because how you know every gangster was thinking
I mean,
that?
I'm
You
not saying that,
don't.
my nigga, but he said
You
what
don't.
he spoke on what
He
gangsters would say.
spoke on
That's
what you
gangsters
agree
would
with, so it's your perspective. That's all. It's four gangsters on this podcast that don't even agree on that. So you can't say he spoke from every gangster's perspective.
Who don't
That
agree
ain't
on
true.
that? Who
I
agree on
don't.
that?
I don't agree. I don't feel like I don't feel like he had anything to do with it.
He had no place in saying this shit.
Hold on.
He
What
did.
was it? What you
Why?
said again, CJ?
Whack when Meek ran into Tekashi and it was on film, which made it everybody's business because that's how hip hop is. It's on everybody's timeline. Everybody sees it. Whack spoke on it and said you was talking all that shit. You seen him and you didn't jump back.
Okay,
I mean,
we saw that. Why did we need to hear him say it?
My opinion is it wasn't really nothing Meek could do.
It wasn't.
Just like it wasn't nothing Tekashi could do. Y'all
My
both got
opinion is that
bodyguards.
too, but Wack's opinion was, why speak on Tekashi? Just leave it alone like everybody else. If you see him and you got a situation, get at him. But why speak like that? If you got your niggas with him and he got his niggas with him, who cares? Get at him or don't talk about it. Meek talk like he that gangster. Meek talk like he with this shit. Meek
The whole
talk like
thing
Wack.
is,
And
nobody's
Wack
campus don't let the principals get into something. That's not how security works.
If the leader goes, everybody go.
Bro. If they got security, what's the name? Tekashi ain't got no gangsters around him. He got security.
Hey, so Wack was the leader when the Nipsey's nigga got at him. And why ain't nobody else go?
That was LA politics. You heard about it.
Oh goodness. We can't have excuses for one situation.
But ain't nobody go.
Other, yo. Ain't nobody go.
Nigga,
It is what it is.
All I know is the
About
most
nigga pull
gangster
down the
shit
ski
is
mask, pull out the gun, and say, "Hey, ain't nothing going to happen here." Nigga, you heard the whole. If you didn't hear his situation, that's why y'all think that. But Wack explained it. The nigga, G Magic or whoever it was, the Crip that was in the ski mask that made sure no shots was fired. That's why it didn't go down.
Okay, I ain't
The
know.
last gangster thing I saw was when Tupac hauled off on Orlando and wound up dying for that shit that night.
That was
Tupac
gangster to you?
wasn't even a gangster. though.
That was
Tupac
that-
was the furthest
No,
thing
look,
from a gangster.
CJ, just relax for a second. Let me finish my thought. Let me finish before you go all wild on me. He wound up dying behind that shit. So, with that being said, niggas talk a good game, but niggas not trying to end up like Tupac.
That's great.
Nah.
Where's the gangster part of that?
Me using gangster was more a metaphor. It wasn't
It
me
was a-
saying
it
that
was
it was
a
actually
euphemism.
gangster.
Wasn't
Yeah,
nothing
that's all it was.
about
That's even what we're talking about, like from Meek to Tekashi to involving Wack or any other situation where these motherfuckers is talking about what they gonna do to each other. 10 times out of 10, these motherfuckers be at award shows in the same vicinity and either avoid each other or speak like nothing happened. These niggas ain't.
Wack's not known for that. And that's
They
the
ain't.
I'm talking about.
They ain't. They ain't killing each other or beating each other up. That one joint, I saw one thing of Wack, and I respect it because them two white boys came at him and he defended himself. Outside of that, I don't know what that man has done. As far as entertainment goes, I know he ain't beating up no rappers, right?
He
beat up Stitches, my nigga.
Fuck Stitches, man. Stitches ain't no rapper.
Wait, hold on. All right. About that, the gangster shit. Didn't Wack take a gangster ass whooping by Nipsey Spoke?
We just
all that West Coast respect he get. Then he get
but for disrespecting Nipsey, they took it as disrespect. So his bodyguard, his number one nigga, put hands on him. Yes, we just talked about that, and it could have went bad. But the gangster politics of that, being who Wack was, didn't let it go any further than that. And then after it all went down, you seen Wack run around like, nah, fuck that. We at least got to get down, head up. Nigga was gone by then. I mean, what more you want a nigga to do?
They went head up. They went head up.
Yeah, like I'm confused.
How do you know that? How do you know that? You did not see that. Here we go back to it. Y'all want to
he was face down.
Y'all say, I don't know
Everybody
that.
Know that
all of a sudden you know that.
Hold on.
Don't know that.
So let's wrap this shit up. We gonna be here all day.
We over 30. We over 30.
Wack 100 is a gangster.
Facts.
He's a gangster in the entertainment industry.
Facts.
So we're not gonna agree with all the shit he says or does. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he a gangster. Gangsters take wins, gangsters take losses. Now, with that being said, do I think Meek's a gangster? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't mean from a gangbang situation, but I mean as far as like
he'll do some gangster shit.
Yeah, I feel like that. If these niggas meet up, who do I think would go off first? Of course, I think Wack would.
No question.
You know what I'm saying? Because he got more to gain from that situation.
Not only that, he built different.
Yeah, so I feel like that, but I could agree and disagree with what Wack be saying, what he be doing, and I could do the same with Meek Mill. But
absolutely,
I would give both of them niggas the gangster title,
right?
And Meek's a gangster rapper,
right?
So at the end of the day, this shit is entertainment, dog. That's my opinion.
Okay, but to sum this up, so we stay on topic. When we talk about niggas and we talk about gangsters, you can't come in with that. These niggas be doing certain shit unless we talk about the niggas that do that certain shit, because we don't refer to them niggas as gangsters. We don't refer to Cassidy and them niggas as gangsters. We refer to the gangsters in this business as gangsters. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah.
Well, hold on, M. Davis. Remember when we went to Jersey and you checked in with Safari?
I checked in with who?
Safari.
Who the fuck is Safari?
This nigga's stupid.
Okay.
The rap
now
nigga?
You got jokes.
the Nicki Minaj, the rap nigga?
Yeah.
I ain't checking with no fucking Safari.
He needs some extra protection.
Yeah, you crazy, nigga.
All right, now when Safari pull up.
Nigga, you checked in.
That nigga pull up, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing when he pull up.
Nigga, please.
Oh, no. Please let me get two in before we quit. Because we was talking about gangster shit, right? Who's the two niggas we ever seen Meek run up on? Academics. Not Academics. The nigga that wrote Drake's verses, what's his name?
Quentin Miller.
Who else?
Safari.
This is the
Travis Scott. Travis who? Porter.
Okay, but these are the niggas that he ran up on. So that's what Wack was saying. We seen you get active with them type of niggas. I'm talking like this. Get active with me. So let's see it.
It can happen. This summer is after.
On that last situation, didn't Meek say he was drunk? He didn't even know what happened. Didn't he say that?
He was there to call the shots both times.
Listen, I'll tell a story to y'all off of the podcast because everything ain't for everybody. But y'all remember, I used to manage O'Malley, so trust me, that's more entertainment stuff. I done seen Meek go dead head up with some real big dogs, like in they towns, like not back down at all. And we'll talk about that later. But like the young boy ain't just somebody that's getting pushed around just because he seemed like he bullying niggas.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Trust me when I say that. Trust me when I say that.
But I'm just pointing out the times that we have seen him, because we talk about what we've seen with our own eyes and we don't know, because that's your perspective. Yeah. We don't know that. But what we have seen with Meek when he got active, it was with people that you should not be getting active with.
Because you think about it, and you think about it from this. You think about it from this perspective, CJ. Everybody he got active with is associated to something that's more publicity driven in the sense of like entertainment. Quentin Miller tied to Drake, of course, it's for the clout. Travis Scott, of course, it's for the clout. Academics, the biggest thing out, of course, you will go ahead up with him. Tekashi, like, it at the end of the day, that's why I say this stuff is entertainment. Like Meek rolling with Robert Kraft and Michael Rubin. You don't think that his brain is on the money more than it is on the drama?
Still at parties fighting with Travis Scott.
Respectively, I fuck with Wack and I fuck with Meek. I like both of them niggas for different reasons.
Me too.
Just like
I like Meek's music. I just can't. I don't know what good he's gonna do. Meek.
I fuck with Wack. Cause I get it. I got uncles that act just like that nigga.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? And I fuck with Meek cause I fuck with Meek. You see what I'm saying? But that don't mean
turn me off. But I fuck with him.
Yeah, but that don't mean and a bunch of other niggas that I would consider as gangster rappers. But when I say the word gangsta, it's hard to, I don't know.
Listen, we about to end this. I'm gonna say this. It's only one gangster in all this shit, and that nigga name is Charleston White. Get with me. Fuck off these niggas.
Absolutely not. Hey, and for the record, I ain't never checking with no fucking Safari at Exotic. What the fuck wrong with these niggas? The fuck wrong with these niggas? Hey, this is the Riding Out All Day podcast. We out this bitch.
We out.
Yeah.